Hi, this is Sue from the Mountain Canary Company. Ed's going to visit with you about the morning after we've packed in. Go ahead, Ed.
Hi folks, thank you all for coming by. You should have been around in here. Mouse in the corner been interested. You listening in because Sue didn't, all I simply said was, call it the morning after. Boy, that just hit the overhead, boy. She informed me we weren't going to just do that way, so okay. Well, here we go. Why I say it's morning after? Because when we roll into camp, the last thing I think my critters want to be dealt with is more handling. I'll get them in, get the loads off of them, get the packs off of them, check them over for dinguses. If I don't have to do any medicating, get them on the high line, get their food and water to them, let them rest. And usually the following blink is they're asleep. So, I get up really early the next morning and feed them, feed me, get started. Well, the process of getting started, part of the process is to look them over to clean them up. Now, you can clean them up, Ed. Well, what happens is, I don't care if you've washed them, put them in a bath, just do whatever you wanted to do with them, and tie them up to your trailer, loaded them up, and take off. For some reason, they're still going to ooze mud. Now, it all depends on how much is the question. What happens is, as they're working so hard, especially summertime, what happens is there's two places you got to look for dirt. If it really gets dirty, where at the bottom of the edges of your pack pads, where the moisture will come down and drain usually off on their flanks, down off their side. You know, that's almost bearable to leave it alone if you had to, if you were forced to. The second place is more serious. That's right across the back of the pad, where the pad will move back and forth on their back up towards their hip. They'll develop a streak of mud. What it is a combination of sweat, mud, and maybe even loose hair on that spot. It may go probably go better than halfway across their whole back. Now that's piece of business, if left to dry and get caked on, left caked on while they're working, is prone to possibly abrasion. In other words, rubbing maybe on the back of the pad. I make every effort to raise my foam pads up, to lift it up a little further forward, and leave a little space there so it doesn't do as bad, but it's still, you're going to get some. So the first thing I do next morning after they're fed, they're ready to go, before I load them up, I get in there and I clean them up. Now, over the years, I've used to carry, everywhere I went, you'd see the bottom of my pack boxes, I'd have a brush. The same brush rattled around for, I don't know, I have a lot of miles on this brush. It didn't do anything but bang around the bottom of the box. And you know, this worked okay, but in the process, it really doesn't do much. When you start to brush on those sides, on the flanks of where the slime's gone down and dried, on the sides or the bottom of the pad, you have to work and work and work and work and work, and now you're just, I don't believe it's a comfortable brushing experience for them, because you're trying to grind this stuff out. And then when you get up on top and you start trying to work on it, it doesn't work really well at all. It's really hard to keep clean, to clean it up. So I got lucky here a while back, and the Trailmeister Robert Eversole was given some samples at a class he was putting on, and these are what they called hands-on gloves. Man, these are cool. They're just really handy. And I thought, you know, when I saw these, I said, asked Robert if he had an extra pair.
Hold it up.
And he said, sure, and sent me off a couple pairs, one for Sue and one for me, so I get Sue to do something. And these guys are really pretty handy. Let me put one on here for you. You gotta make sure you get the right size, because they are a little tight, and you probably really going to end up using only one hand, more than likely your dominant hand. And they close with Velcro, and you start working. They look like something out of a sci-fi movie, but the thing is,
see, they have little nubs on them.
Yeah.
That help you scrub all the hair off of them.
When it comes shedding time, they're wonderful. Your dog, boy, you'll shed a dog like crazy. You'll shed your mules like crazy. The thing about it is that when you come time for doing it in the backcountry at that high line and get ready in the morning, boy, do these work. They break up that crud completely. Really break it up quickly. You're not spending a lot of time there scrubbing on them. And you go through really quick. You can go over their body, give them a little bit of a massage as they go over their body. At the same time, you're not standing there in one spot just grinding like you are with a brush, which is laying down and not getting none of this. This stuff breaks it up real quickly and gets it rid of it. Now, the only problem with anything you're going to do in the backcountry when you go to cleaning them up, if it's been raining and they get down and roll in the dirt, when they get wet and get down in the dirt, boy, I tell you, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do. These will help. There's nothing. These are the closest things to getting the job done. But then again, you're only going to get it partly done. Because what happens is the dirt gets somewhat slicked on. And it's really hard to get them clean. So these are really pretty handy. Now the really nice part about these is they take up little or no space. The comparison to this and this, if you had the difference here, can you catch this, Sue? Can you catch this? The difference between these two is they weigh third or less than this does. You can wad them up into nothing. You could stuff them anywhere in your pack box. Wad them up. You could stuff them between two things. You could stuff them in a coffee pot if you felt like it. It takes up little or no space. This will take up a whole lot more space. And if this gets loose a little bit, you're going to have a clunker going. There's no clunk in here. These are really worth having. I can't remember the price on them. I looked them up online. Again, I was given these by the Trailmeister. He was very generous with me, Robert was. And the place you can get them, there's several different colors and varieties you can get on Amazon. Amazon's selling these. So I really kind of want to talk to you about that a little bit today. And I thought, people don't give a thought. You don't give a thought to what you're going to do the next morning, the morning after. When you get in there and look around and there's, geez, I got to get these guys clean. And when they get into camp at night, you start to clean them up, and now you've still got slime. That stuff has to set up a little bit and dry. If it sets up and dries, this stuff will knock it right off. These work wonders. Really work wonders. So that's one little thing I want to talk to you about. Now, and it's pretty discomforting to you to know that you're putting your tack back on that animal. Not just your pack animal, but your riding animals too. Throwing your tack back on there and putting it on top of compacted, crusted crud. So take a look at these and give it a thought. That's how I'm dealing with it right now, and I'm really pleased. I wish I'd have seen these years ago. I've been using them back there for several years now, but I'd like to see them here before. Okay, folks, thank you very much for coming by. And remember, if you wouldn't mind subscribing and sharing, that gets other folks to get a chance to get more eyeballs on this. They send it out better if you do that. So thank you very much for coming by. And as always, ride as often as you can, but please, please, please ride safely. See you now, folks.